In a landmark case, former Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters was found guilty on 7 out of 10 counts in her election interference trial. The charges stemmed from allegations that she tampered with county voting machines following the 2020 presidential election. Peters' trial marked the first time a local election official faced prosecution for a security breach of this nature. The jury, after nearly 5 hours of deliberation, convicted Peters of 3 counts of attempting to influence a public servant, 1 count of conspiracy to commit criminal impersonation, first-degree official misconduct, violation of duty, and failing to comply with the Secretary of State. She, however, was acquitted of 1 count of criminal impersonation, a conspiracy to commit criminal impersonation charge, and an identity theft charge. Peters' case offers a deep dive into the chaotic aftermath of the 2020 election. Prosecutors contended that Peters, driven by a fixation on voting integrity and influenced by conspiracy theories, orchestrated a deceptive scheme. Her actions included exceeding her permissible access to voting equipment and distributing confidential information to unauthorized individuals. The case also highlighted Peters' association with high-profile election deniers. MyPillow founder Mike Lindell, who notoriously claimed the 2020 election was rigged against Donald Trump, openly supported Peters. Peters' actions appeared to have been motivated by a desire to prove these unfounded claims of election fraud. In a curious twist, Peters had resigned from her role in 2023 following a series of dramatic events, including her arrest for attempting to resist a police officer serving a search warrant linked to her election interference actions. Her defiance and continued politicization of her situation only added fuel to the fire of her legal battles. Throughout the proceedings, defense attorneys argued that Peters aimed to preserve the integrity of election records and ensure that the voting systems had not been compromised by foreign actors. They positioned her as a hero attempting to expose potential wrongdoing. However, the prosecution painted a different picture, suggesting she sought fame and validation within conspiracy theorist circles. Peters' sentencing is scheduled for October 3rd, where she could face several years in prison. The case serves as a stern reminder that election integrity is sacrosanct and tampering with voting systems is a grave offense. As stated by Colorado Secretary of State Gina Griswold, the verdict sends a clear message: efforts to jeopardize the security of elections will not be tolerated. In closing, the publicized conviction of Tina Peters highlights the very real consequences that come from undermining trust in the electoral process, a bedrock of American democracy. While some may view her as a martyr fighting against perceived injustices, the legal system has adjudged her actions as a breach of ethical and legal standards.